What's going on, guys? I am Carlos, your normal guy, and this is another yield nodes update. Both Stefan and Urs, Stefan being yield node CEO and CMO, and Urs being yield node Chief Operations Officer, COO. Both of them have written follow-up letters to the community. Urs has also been very active on Discord, addressing people's questions and answering them. So they don't seem to be running away. So if you say it's a scam, they rug pulled, well, you might be right, but why would they still be here answering those questions? There are a lot of questions in the air. Okay, so I mean, I'm gonna try to make this video as short as possible. I'm gonna try to go through the key information. I'll be reading some parts and commenting on what they said and sharing my interpretation with you as well. But I think it would take time for us to actually have definite answers and understand exactly everything that will be happening. Obviously, they have a plan. They seem to know what they want to do, if they're being honest. But time will tell us if their plan will actually go ahead or not. And guys, if you want to stay updated with what is going on with Yield Nodes and what the developments over the next couple of weeks or months, you might want to consider subscribing to this channel. If you enjoy the content of this video, perhaps smash up the like button. And without further ado, guys, let's get started. Stefan just posted this very long letter in the Yield Nodes community group on Facebook, saying basically that he understands that there's panic and hate. However, that everybody signed a disclaimer that could result in a loss, and every email had a clear risk link to explain the business and that everything could potentially be lost. And he said as well that in every video that he produced, he explained the risk and urged people to not over participate. Yeah, I hear him. He's saying that there were risk disclaimers, and that part is fair enough. But the risk disclaimers were that we could lose our money 100%. Now what they're doing is they're saying that we didn't lose our money. They're asking us to wait. They're investing supposedly in completely different businesses than what Yield Nodes was originally supposed to be invested in. And we don't have the option to withdraw our funds. He did say that if they were to give us that option, we would only be able to get about 10% of our money out right now because they messed up, they lost our money or whatever. Things are not clear, okay? And when things are not clear, there's a lot of room for speculation. What does this 10% actually mean? Is it the total amount of assets that they actually have? Is it just their liquid assets? How about the funds that were locked on Binance? Have they already purchased some of these real life assets? There's still a lot of questions to be answered, okay? Another question here is, how about Iran? Can US citizens invest in Iran? Apparently they are not legally allowed to do that. But then I read somebody saying that power plants are exempted from that restriction. So I mean, there's so many question marks in the air. I just find overwhelming to try to find answers to all those questions. And the more we dig in, the more complicated it gets. I really would like to have the option to withdraw my money. But right now, there's absolutely nothing we can do. Yeah, maybe we're overreacting. Maybe in a year's time, we're going to get our money plus 5% per quarter. That would be best case scenario. But I'm not optimistic. Personally, I prefer to prepare myself for the worst, you know, so I avoid any disappointments. And if we have a good outcome, happy days. If not, there's absolutely nothing I can personally do about it. I heard some people talking about getting together to sue them. Personally, I don't really see us getting anywhere. Maybe we could get them to jail. Yeah, that part is possible. But getting our money back is a very unlikely possibility if they have really lost the money. So to me, as hard as it sounds, the best possibility right now is roll with it. Hope that, yeah, that will be a value added to whatever NFTs they give us. They're going to profit from these real life energy production businesses. That's probably the best alternative. Yeah, not ideal by any means, but I can't see any other better alternative right now. Anyway, continue looking at the letter. He said it's hard to not be emotional, but in order to not be emotional and be factual, he said that once they prove the asset value, as Urs has been writing on Discord, and assess the price and coverage, they debated opening up emergency withdrawals again for people that absolutely need to go and could set their exit price themselves. Yield Nodes would obviously not take a cut or interfere, but partners could come in and buy them out, knowing that the assets will be highly worthwhile at a later state with a bit of patience. Anyway, that's what he's saying. And then he added saying, by the way, we don't want you to be gone, but we want you to have the option to leave if you want to leave. However, it's not clear how much of a loss we would take. It would depend on whoever is interested in buying whatever balance we have in yield nodes, which is going to be converted to those NFTs, right? The letter is long and he didn't really add much more than what I just mentioned. But in the end, he showed his Sapphire wallet and his wife's Sapphire wallet. And he said that Urs, the other CEO, is going to be doing the same very soon. So basically, he took a picture of his computer screen showing his SAPP balance, showing that he hasn't really sold SAPP for two wallets, right? So this is one of the wallets, and this is the other one. But he didn't really share the wallet address. There's absolutely no way of verifying that this is actually his wallet and that they haven't really dumped any Sapphire in the market. Because look, back in July when the audit happened, the price of the Sapphire token was around 90 cents. Okay, I just found out watching a video yesterday that back in July, about 70% of the yield nodes reserves were in Sapphire token. I wasn't aware of that, but this would have been a red flag by itself, right? So here between the middle of August and the beginning of September, the Sapphire token went down from 90 cents to 40 cents. So there was like a 50% price drop there. So the criticals are saying that Stefan and Urs probably dumped their tokens here to do a run. And they are proving, that's why they're trying to show their wallet balance. They're trying to prove that they haven't done that, okay? And then the price went up a little bit. But once yield nodes started making those funny announcements, changing withdrawal windows, and then finally saying that we don't know when we're going to see our money again, if we ever see our money again, you can see that the Sapphire token crashed almost to zero. Urs Schwinger himself also posted a very long letter 2 days ago in the yield nodes Facebook group. Okay, and he basically said that with this approach of changing and moving towards yield nodes plus, they want to sustain the deposits and values of our partners and make sure that they can use their earnings. At the same time, they want to make their coins more valuable and stable. And then he admits that with yield nodes, they had the problem that almost all assets are based on coins. They are freely tradable and therefore, unfortunately, also exposed to gamblers, well, exposed to speculation. That's what markets are about, right? However, we have been able to back these coins quite well. Interesting so far. But we have always known that we need to permanently secure them with real assets. And then he goes on to talk about economics and how things can acquire value based on their use case and based on being a real asset in the world, etc. And with that said, he says that since no real assets were registered within the Sunami so far, no real price could be formed for the network. It was even exposed to the risk that the value with no assigned assets could fall towards zero. Only the trust of the investors who invested in the coins gave these coins a value. These investors trusted that there would be later collateralization with the Synami assets. In addition, masternodes and staking the coin itself generated revenues that secured the network's transactions and allowed it to grow. Yield nodes pulled these masternodes, enabling partners to make extraordinary profits. With yield nodes, we simultaneously supported the markets to avoid too sharp price drops. Well, that's him admitting that they manipulated the market, in my opinion, and built a future asset base. We intended to use them to collateralize the Synami network when an asset value of 500 million euros was reached, which according to our planning would have been achieved in the second quarter of 2023. In hindsight, everything is easy, right? And then he goes on to say that this plan was not possible because of the market conditions, recession, wars, etc. Those things that we already know. And then the second last paragraph, he dedicated to explaining exactly what the NFT means, okay? He said that they will represent the values of each account via NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens, and provide them to the partners. He said that unfortunately, most people only know the term NFT from the gambling sector, where insane returns and even higher losses were generated. Yield nodes, on the other hand, will use the NFT term as a kind of certificate where they will deposit the value, the duration of belonging to yield nodes, and the payout ratio and other parameters. These NFTs can be managed by each user in their wallet. At the same time, they will start registering the assets in the Dynamy, the real world assets, the power plants, etc., thus securing the coins. The NFTs then have a later subscription right to these real assets via Yield Nodes Pro in full, in parts, or pooled. As soon as the value of the subscription rights are foreseeable, the NFTs and also the Dynamy coins will gain interesting values again, according to him. From this point, which will be long before the official launch of Yield Nodes Pro, they will create a possibility that the NFTs can be traded. They already have some investors from all over the world who have already expressed interest in buying these NFTs. Sums in the high three-digit million range have been promised. I think he's being very optimistic there. Therefore, we are sure, I'm not so sure, but that's what he's saying, that an exciting price for coins and NFTs will form quickly. However, no one is forced to invest in photovoltaic systems or other assets. These assets only serve to secure the coins. He says that people are also investing in USDT, not in USD, and this serves there also only for backing to it. But everyone who wants to invest has the chance to invest in these assets via Yield Nodes Pro and to participate in their profits. And he finishes hoping that the explanation was okay and has been reasonable. Well, he makes it sound like he has the best intentions in the world. And maybe he does. But whoever put their money in yield nodes did not put their money expecting to get NFT backed by environmentally friendly power plant stations. Which sounds good. Maybe that's something that you would want to invest in. And maybe I would want to allocate a small amount of my capital to invest in those kinds of assets. But hey, they're doing this without asking me for my permission. That's not what I signed up for. 3 days ago, I also came across this article on Reddit titled "My Thought as a Former Dynamy Employee," and it goes on to trash the yield nodes business model. A lot of it actually makes sense, but hey, 3 days ago, how opportunistic. We need to read this with a grain of salt. Again, I'm not going to comment on that too much because it could be fake news, even though most of it doesn't sound like fake news. I'm going to leave the link to this article, and then you can read and make your own mind and perhaps comment. They even talk about how much money a normal employee makes, how much money the heads of Dynamy make, etc. They go very specific in figures, talk about SAPP, etc., etc., say that they bought expensive cars. Again, this could be something opportunistic. I have no way of verifying or proving that. So yeah, read it by yourself and comment in the comment section down below what you think about this article. This video is already longer than what I wanted it to be. Apologies if I read parts of the email, but it kind of clarifies to me what Yield Nodes Pro might be, what they want to do. And yeah, maybe after reading Er's message, we become a little bit more hopeful and a little bit more optimistic. But there is still a lot of speculation at that stage. You know, people are upset. And it's very easy to speculate and jump into conclusions. I think we really need to let the dust settle. There isn't much we can do right now. Hopefully we might see some of our money back in the future. What do you think? Do you think there is something that we can do? Do you think we're going to see our money again in the future? Or do you think our money is completely gone? Comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. And to stay up to date with whatever is happening with yield nodes and with other passive income platforms, you might want to consider subscribing to the channel, activating the notification bell. If you enjoy the content of this video, please smash up the like button to support this normal guy here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.